All right, my name is Mandy Granger. I am a business development manager for the Globus family of brands and Avalon Waterways. I've been with the Globus family of brands for 14 years. I am new to the BDM role, but I've worked in reservations. I did groups, custom tours, as well as inside sales. I do want to give a huge thank you to Ganesh with Luxe Travel. We always support our travel advisors. We say buy locally, travel globally. You never know what's going to happen from Mother Nature to Murphy's Law, and just having a travel advisor have your back is the best option. They're there to assist you every step of the journey. We cannot stress enough the importance of traveling with a travel advisor, as well as travel protection as well. Today we are going to go over German Grandeur with 2 nights in music for beer enthusiasts. So you will have a knowledgeable beer guide with you on this cruise. It's going to be 11 days from Basel to Munich, October 31st through November 10th in 2026. But real quick, let's go ahead and take a look at the ship that you will be sailing on. Avalon Waterways is a river cruise company. Our Europe fleet is all an entirely suite fleet, um, as well as the Avalon choices on board when it comes to menu and your excursions. We have some discernible differences. Here's a great look at the outside of the ship. They're the small, long, skinny ships, not like the big ones you normally see with like the big cruise ships. This is smaller, it's more intimate. My favorite part about sailing on Avalon is there's no motion sickness either, like you have with some of the bigger cruises. That being said, let's take a look inside real quick. This is going to be when you first step onto the ship. Those windows that you see along the side with the rails, those are our panorama suite balconies. Those have a floor to ceiling window that opens up 7 feet. So here's a look at how the cabin looks. So no matter what, the ship has to be the same width to get through the locks. They're pretty tight locks. And if we had like that traditional balcony on there, that's going to take about 3 feet away from your living space. Our cabins are 200 square feet, which is about 30% larger than the industry standard. And we did that by providing the panorama balcony, a floor to ceiling window that opens up. And no matter the weather, you can still enjoy the panorama suite balcony. I'm going to show a little video. I hope you guys can hear it. It kind of goes over the design of the ship and what makes Avalon a little bit different.
The sweet ships of Avalon, designed from the ground up, with an attention to detail river cruising has never seen before. There's nothing quite like river cruising, no matter who you cruise with. But there are some pretty big differences between companies, starting with how they look at staterooms. And our one-of-a-kind panorama suite is proof of our innovation, our imagination, and our desire to create a smarter use of space. To give you some perspective of how much better our staterooms are, we're comparing them to the average river cruise cabin. Here's the average window, roughly 7 feet wide, with an opening under 4 feet. Here's our window, nearly 11 feet wide, floor to ceiling, wall to wall. And when it opens, it really opens. Wide enough to let the outside in, because the opening is a full 7 feet, almost twice the size of the others. It's the largest standard window in river cruising. Now let's take a look at the bed of the average cabin. It faces the wall. Not much to look at there. We had a much better idea. What if we angled the wall and turned the bed? That little change gives you the perfect perspective of the amazing views out your window. We then turned our attention to the balcony. Here's the average river cruise balcony. Seems like a nice idea, but as far as we can tell, there's not a lot of room for people to enjoy the views out there. And they had to take space from your stateroom to create that small deck space outside. So here's our better idea. Reclaim that space, push the window out, add a spacious dining and seating area for up to 6 adults. Combine it with the largest sliding glass door in the business, and voila! You have an open-air balcony, the only one of its kind in river cruising. And you can enjoy it day and night, no matter the weather. Plus, you'll enjoy a lot more livable space, a full 200 square feet. We gave our room an attention to detail unmatched in the industry. We offer comfort collection beds, plenty of easily accessible storage, And we even added sound dampening insulation in our walls to make it less likely you'll hear your neighbors or they'll hear you. And we didn't stop with the room. We turned that same attention to detail to the bathroom. We took a look at the bathroom of the average ship, and we knew we could do better. By angling the wall, we opened up more space in the bathroom. Then we took our newfound space and we made it luxurious. We have a large tile shower with glass doors, marble countertops, premium fixtures, L'Occitane bath amenities, and shelves to store all your necessities. And the best part is that there aren't just a couple of these staterooms on our ships, reserved for those who want to pay more. 80% of the staterooms on our suite ships are panorama suites. And once you leave your suite, you're likely to find fewer people on our suite ships. Because with our bigger staterooms, there is less capacity for passengers, which means more space everywhere you go. As you can see, more has gone into the amazing panorama suites, so you can get so much more out of them. Does your river cruise do this? We invite you to compare, and you'll see there's no comparison.
All right, so that is the design of the cabin. And this is the bathroom. That is a nice size bathroom. The shower is a full-size walk-in shower, so you're not hitting your elbows. We have also gotten rid of all single-use plastics on our ship. And so what we did is if you see on the wall there next to just above the sink, we have L'Occitane French bath products. So we use that as our soap and lotion, and in the shower we also have them on the wall as well with soap, body gel, shampoo, and conditioner. So you don't need to worry about bringing all of your bath necessities with you. We'll have those taken care of. We also have a full-size, full-strength hair dryer that's below the sink. And we do pay attention to the little details. Another thing that we do is we have color-coded towels for two. So we'll have a nice neutral beige towel and then also a white towel to make sure you and your travel companion don't get your towels mixed up. We also have a pillow menu. You can literally be Goldilocks. If it's too firm or too soft, just let them know over at the front desk. We can flip the mattress to make it a little firmer or a little softer. We also have mattress tops to make it a little cushier. And then we have also different pillow menus that you can choose from as well. So just let the front desk know if the bed's too firm or too soft, and they will get that taken care of for you. We have multiple places on the ship for you to sit back and relax. That top one there is the bar in the panorama lounge. Next to that is the observation deck, which is right outside. And then we have the club lounge, which is there on the bottom left corner, that you can use as well. With our bigger cabins, that means fewer people on board. So you definitely have more room to enjoy the ship and everything that it has to offer. This is the observation deck out back. We have a great dining room. It is not assigned seating. You don't need reservations. Dinner starts around 7 p.m. And as long as you get there before 8:30 p.m., you can sit down and have a 4-course plated dinner. The tables fit 2, 4, 6 to 8 people. You can make friends, you can sit just 2 people, or you can just have a nice little area for your group to sit as well, and with dinner. And this is also where we're going to have breakfast and lunch as well. I'm going to go a little bit more into the dining venues here in a second. This is the club lounge in the back. Some companies use this as like a chef's table or a private dining. We want everyone to have access to the whole ship. So we don't have any like private areas. Everybody can use all of the open spaces that's available. This is in the back of the ship. You can also enjoy the deck out there as well. We also have stairs that go upstairs to the sky deck up on top. That back club lounge is also where you're going to find our incredible coffee machine. This makes iced lattes, hot chocolates, cappuccinos, espressos, so many different coffee options that are available in this cute little tiny machine. We also have a Be Well water machine. So this is where you can get water. It can either be still water, sparkling water. You can add different flavors to it. You can even add vitamins as well. We do recommend bringing your own water bottle. If not, we can definitely lend you one. But like I had mentioned earlier, we had gotten rid of all single-use plastic, so we don't have any plastic water bottles. but we do have one you could borrow if you need it. We also have snacks back here 24/7. So if you're feeling a little peckish in late evening, you can definitely go back there and check out the snacks. Usually like rice crackers, nuts with dried fruits, cookies, donuts, nice little snacks in the back. But I promise you won't go hungry on Avalon. We have plenty of food to eat and some incredible options. We also have different dining venues when it comes to Avalon. If you can see there on the top right, that's the sky deck. So weather permitting, we do one lunch up there per sailing, starting in 26. So next year we're going to start doing a dinner up on the sky deck as well. So you can enjoy the lights of the city and the fresh air as you're sailing along. So some of the different dining options that we do have is we have our panorama dining room. This is going to be the one that is downstairs. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are served there. Lunch and dinner are going to be a buffet or a la carte style. Dinner is going to be a seated, plated dinner. We also offer complimentary room service for lunch and dinner. So if you're a little peopled out, you just want to take a break and enjoy the view from your bed, we can deliver lunch to you at no charge or dinner. We also offer a complimentary continental breakfast in bed. Um, we have the little bites back in the Club Lounge. We also have the Sky Grill that I had mentioned earlier. And one of my favorite things actually is the Panorama Bistro. So this is going to be in the Panorama Lounge during lunch and dinner. It's a lighter lunch. But during dinner, what's awesome is if you see what's on the menu and you're like, oh, that looks good and that looks good, kind of want to try a little bit of everything. I don't want to be stuck in just like, oh, I've just got this plated dinner. If you go up to the Panorama Bistro, you can kind of you can try a little bit of everything. And they're served in these cute little glass tapa style jars. It's on a hot plate or cold plate. They refresh them as they get low. You also have free local beer and local wine included, unlimited with lunch and dinner. We offer sparkling wine with breakfast. We also have a tea time. So the Panorama Bistro, probably about 4 o'clock. We do a tea time with nice little pastries, coffees, teas, and little finger sandwiches. We can also pack you a lunch. So we do have bikes on board, and we also have walking sticks. So if you wanted to take an afternoon for yourself, take a little bike ride, we can pack you a lunch to go as well. And all of this is complimentary. There's no additional charge for the room service or to pack you the picnic lunch. This is all going to be included. We do have the complimentary beer and wine with lunch and dinner. That's unlimited. And then we offer sparkling wine with breakfast. And what we just started this year is actually a happy hour. So 1 hour before dinner, around when they're doing the port talks, we will have the bar that's opened on the Panorama Lounge. And it is a complimentary happy hour for 1 hour. We have a select menu with local drinks and special spirits that they've made just for the sailing that you can choose from. And these are the bikes that I mentioned. So we have 15 bikes on board, as well as 4 e-bikes, as well as a refreshed fitness center with Kinesis weight machines. Doesn't look like it would have much, but it has a lot of strength to it. So you can go and work out as well after all that delicious food you ate. We also have an adventure host. If you want to do sunrise yoga in the morning, if you want to check out the bikes or any of the walking sticks, they would be the ones to assist you. They also do our active excursions. So with Avalon, we have classic, active, and discovery options with our included excursions. With the active one, it does take place with the adventure host. We do have free Wi-Fi on board as well. So free Wi-Fi in your rooms and in public spaces. And then we also have our Go app, and this is going to be your personal app. It's free to download once you're booked, and it's going to have your daily itinerary, your menus, your transfer information, and your flight information as well. So this is a great little handheld, your device that's handheld, your phone, sorry, that you can kind of keep track of. It's going to show you where the ship is docked, what the daily schedule is, and menus. So this is what I had mentioned earlier with the included excursions. We have active, classic, and discovery on board excursions on board. You will have 1, 2, or 3 options included daily. So these are the excursions that you can choose from. Active is typically going to be a bike ride along the river. It could be a hike up a vineyard. For some, we do offer some kayaking excursions as well. With the discovery, that's going to be where you're discovering the city. You're going to discover painting like Van Gogh or a cooking class. And with classic, that is your traditional classic guided sightseeing of the local town or city that you're visiting. All right, so now that we got to know the ship a little bit and some of the things we have on board, let's jump into the itinerary. This is going to be the German Grandeur with 2 nights in Munich for beer enthusiasts. So you're going to have a knowledgeable beer expert that joins you for your cruise. That's going to host lectures, beer tasting, along with food and beer pairings for an authentic German and French river cruise experience. This is going to start October 31st through November 10th in 2026. So let's take a look at the itinerary. All right, on day one, you will arrive either in Zurich or Basel. No matter what, you will need to make sure that your flights do arrive before 3 p.m. And everybody must be on board by that ship by 5 p.m. Um, I know I had mentioned happy hour. We do happy hour every single day. The caveat to that is going to be day one when you embark because we have our safety talk and we want to make sure that everyone's paying attention for the safety talk. Um, when they say they want you on board by 5, that means the ship's probably setting sail at like 5:30. So definitely make sure you're on board. On day two, we will visit Biersack in the Black Forest. Today you will have 3 options. You will have one active excursion, which is going to be a bike ride along the Rhine River. And then you'll have 2 classic excursions. You can enjoy a full day guided tour to the Black Forest and visit an open air museum. Or you get the option to explore Freiburg Medieval City Center, which is along the Black Forest. And then later in the evening, you can enjoy a beer lecture hosted by your beer expert while cruising. There is also going to be an optional excursion to Colmar in the morning. So if you wanted to do that, you can also enjoy an optional excursion to Colmar. This is not one of the included excursions, and this would be a purchased excursion. But Colmar is a picture-perfect town located in the Alsace region of France. It's a cute little small town with half-timbered houses and the flower pots all over. Looks like it was really just plucked right out of a fairy tale. On day 3 in Strasbourg, we will have an active excursion and a classic excursion. So you can discover Strasbourg by bike, or you can take in a city tour. Alternatively, there's also you can take some free time in Strasbourg to visit a museum or stroll along the city center as well. On day 4, we will visit Rudesheim. The active excursion is going to be a hike up the vineyard. I have done this hike, and let me tell you, when they say active, they do mean it. It's quite an incline, but it was definitely worth it once you get to the top. The classic excursion is the Mechanical Music Museum, for a one-of-a-kind instrumental experience. And then later you can enjoy an authentic Rudesheimer coffee. This is a very strong coffee. It has a liquor in it. And when we did the tasting, you know, 1 cup of the Rudesheimer coffee, you feel nice. 2, you feel really good. The third one, you want to make sure you can still find your way back to the ship. So it's a very strong coffee, but it's very delicious. That afternoon, you can stretch out and enjoy the sky deck as you sail through the spectacular Rhine Gorge on your way to Beauport. You can enjoy some free time to relax, explore the promenade, try some pastries or German coffee, or even a glass of Riesling wine. Day 5, let's explore the charm of Frankfurt. Here you will have the 3 options of an active, discovery, or classic excursion. Again, these are going to be the included excursions that you get to choose from. You can only choose one. Unfortunately, you can't do 1, 2, or all 3 of them. The active excursion is going to be a biking experience in the city of Frankfurt with the adventure host. The discovery option is going to be a introduction to some of Frankfurt's most delicious craft beers and pilsners. The classic is going to be a guided sightseeing tour of Frankfurt. In the evening, you can enjoy an onboard beer lecture, which is going to be hosted by your beer expert while you're cruising. Later that evening, we'll have some entertainment on board as you cruise to Wertheim in the evening. Day 6 in Wertheim, we will have the classic excursion. which is going to be a guided walking tour of the town, which is along the border of Bavaria. And then that evening, you can enjoy an onboard food and beer pairing dinner, which is going to be hosted by your beer expert. That afternoon or an evening overnight cruise to Wurzburg. All right, so on day 7, as you're sailing along, today you will have the opportunity for a bike ride with your adventure host through Wurzburg's, or you can take a guided city tour of its old main bridge, towering fortress, and Baroque bishop's residence. Um, There is also going to be, I believe, an optional excursion. Yes, sorry about that. There is also an optional excursion to Rothenburg, if you wanted to do that as well, to see the local sites and enjoy the fairy tale atmosphere. When I did that, it was one of those things when I was in Germany, you definitely realize where the fairy tales come from. These towns, these homes, they're absolutely adorable. And you're like, oh, I can see where all the fairy tales came from. On day 8, we will visit Bamberg. So while you're sailing on board, you can enjoy a beer and cheese tasting, which is going to be hosted by your beer expert. And today we'll also have the 3 options of an active, discovery, or classic. The active is going to be a bike ride where you can ride along the canals of Bamberg with your adventure hosts. Discovery is going to be a family-run hop garden where you can also taste some local beer. And the classic excursion is going to be a guided walking tour of the historic home to the imperial dynasties. After the tour, you can spend free time with a glass of German style Roche beer, which is a smoked style beer that is available in Bamberg.
Do we have a question from Kath? I see a hand raised.
Oh, go for it.
I didn't know if we could ask questions along the way or
Yeah, go for it.
anyways, just had a question about the bike excursion. So do they go through like similar places like as like the guided tours, as you're biking through the cities?
No, it is different because I've when I've done the city guided tours, the bikes usually have their own path and their own map that they use.
Do they
They're
get
not
off and do stuff, or is it like you're just mostly riding? Or
It depends on the location and what's going on with the adventure host. Most of the time it is just an enjoyable bike ride. I'm sure they do stop. You can let them know if you needed a break or if you wanted to stop at a coffee shop real quick, you can let them know. But they're going to be different tours. They're not going to, not it's not going to be the same guided tour of the city, but one's walking and one's biking. They are different excursions.
got it. Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah, if anybody has questions, just, raise your hand. I'll also have some time afterwards to ask questions as well. So if you see something, ask, and I'm happy to answer it. All right, so in Bamberg, oh, yep, the smoked beer, I mentioned that. All right, so on day 9 will be, you will disembark in Nuremberg, and there will be a guided tour of Nuremberg with its medieval architecture and gilded fountain and the Gothic cathedral. Tonight you will stay in Munich. You'll enjoy its nightlife with elegant cuisines, and time to relax for tomorrow's adventure. And while you're on the ship, breakfast, lunch, and dinner will be included. Once you start the hotel part, which is the land portion in 2 nights in Munich, we will provide breakfast daily. On day 10, you will have a full guided tour to the Bavarian Alps to visit Neuschwanstein Castle, which is the historic home of King Ludwig, and I believe was also the inspiration behind Cinderella's castle as well. All right, day 11, your vacation will end with breakfast this morning. I do want to thank everybody for joining me today, and Ganesh. And as a thank you, I am offering $50 off per person to anyone that books within 2 weeks of this presentation. This is going to be from the Globus family of brands. Another benefit of traveling with Ganesh on a group is the prepaid gratuities are going to be taken care of for you. So you will already have the gratuities taken care of you as part of Ganesh's group. All right. Any questions?
I'll actually go chime in here. Just mention, give a few thoughts. I did want to say that while our presentation covered everything, including the 2 nights in Munich for that is actually, if you don't have time for that, let's say you need to come back or like you don't want to do that, we can get you booked on the river cruise only. So that is an option too. You do not have to do the full itinerary if you do not want to. And another thing I wanted to highlight too was the Rhine River Gorge. So I don't think you had a slide on that, Mandy, but like you did mention it. But as we're sailing up the Rhine, one of the like best parts, I think, is to see all these castles along the Rhine River Gorge, and that's going to be kind of the highlight of when you're actually cruising. And I think that's a good part of one of the afternoons, of at least a few hours, and it's just castle upon castle on each side. So that's something that I think is a nice highlight of this trip as well.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that was probably one of my best impressions when I did the Rhine and Moselle. Is you have these amazing castles that like almost like castle ruins up on these hills with the vineyards. I did this in October, similar to like you guys, and the leaves were just changing, the vineyards were just changing colors, and there was like a morning fog with these incredible castles. I love that part. I'm glad you mentioned that.
I have another question. So as far as the daily tours, like do they fill up? Like would you have to sign up in advance for those, or is it like how at what point do you have to sign up for the daily activities?
So you can sign up for them ahead of time, but you don't have to. These are included excursions, so if there's one you're interested in, um, you can go ahead and sign up. I've never had an issue where, the only ones that kind of get a little sold out are the optional excursions. Sometimes the biking, those do get filled up because we have 15 bikes on board. If sometimes we will use a local
Mm,
vendor that will bring additional bikes. So the biking excursions fill up the fastest.
Yeah,
okay,
and
so
I was going to say, piling on, I guess, that basically if yeah, that's been my experience with river cruising as well. The bike excursions tend to like be popular. So if you really want a certain bike excursion, sign up for it. Um, but people switch at the last minute. Like people sometimes will switch like the morning up. They're like, no, actually, I want to do something different because every evening, as Mandy had mentioned, they'll do like during happy hour, there's a port talk. So your cruise director will talk to you in the lounge and say, okay, this is what we have for tomorrow. This is what's on the schedule. These are the potential like excursions if you're interested in. And sometimes after hearing the port talk, people change their minds as far as what they want to do. And there's kind of a little bit of musical chairs and people switch. But usually though, I think the ones that might have more fixed slots would be the bikes because there's only so many bikes. But um, I've seen it happen where people switch all the time. So
Yeah.
no pressure to like pick it in advance. But if you're a planner and you want to do that, go for it. You can definitely do that ahead of time before you get on the ship.
Yeah, and another thing to point out too is sometimes even with the same excursion, like the classic with the guided city walking tour, they'll still break that up into other groups as well. So those will be broken up. So it's not like the entire ship is doing that. They are broken up into smaller groups as well. And you get like your own little, you get to choose what color you want. Um, and then that's your group, and they go off in different directions as well with the similar city tour, but making sure we're not overlapping, crowding the places as well.
Oh, that's good. I had a question or two questions. One, how many people are typically on this cruise, like total?
I believe this one holds 168 passengers.
Okay, great. And then as far as the little gym is concerned, is there some kind of sign up for that? It looks like it's one little room.
Yeah, it's one little room that's on the third floor. There's no sign up. You just go and work out. It's available 24/7. We
Okay,
also
great.
we also
Thank
have the
you.
adventure hosts as well, and they will do like morning yoga if you want to do like a sunrise yoga as well. So definitely
Oh,
options to keep you active.
thank you.
I
Yeah.
have two questions. Is there a doctor on board if needed?
No. There's not one on board, but we always sorry, my cat just jumped on my lap. His claw startled me. Um, there's not a doctor on board, but we're always port in a city. So we're always there. We're close by. I did have an incident with when I did a FAM a few years ago on the Danube. A gentleman got, he got an upset stomach. And they were able to call somebody. They got a doctor on board. They were able to get him to the doctor. We checked up on them. The cruise director checks in on them as well. So there's not one on board, but whenever we port, we're always in the next city. So we're next to the city. So there's always doctors available and they have all the emergency contact information on board.
Great. And my second question is, I'm not much of a beer drinker, but is wine included with dinner, or is that extra? Is alcohol extra, or how does that work?
Yep, local beer and local wine are unlimited, available during lunch and dinner.
And
So,
and there's happy hour where you get some
yes.
spirits too. It's a
Oh,
cocktail.
spirits too.
Yeah, and they
Great.
make specialty drinks, which are really cool too. So you get to try different specialty
And
drinks
I
in
think
different ports.
it seems like breakfast sparkling wine makes me think you could have a mimosa at breakfast, right? There
Exactly.
you go.
Start
I
the
know
day
you
off
like
right.
those. I know you like mimosas, Smina.
I love mimosas.
They're delicious.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure.
What about dress code, like for meals and things or for dinners?
We like to say relax luxury. You don't have to get dressed up. You don't need to wear a suit and tie. We want you to be comfortable. Um, I've never seen anybody in like cutoffs and flip-flops, so like I wouldn't recommend that. But we're not going to kick you out of the dining room either. So,
Yeah,
And
I
you
would say
generally,
typically just look decent, like if you're going out to a restaurant or something, you're probably not going to wear like really crappy clothes or your pajamas. So
right, right.
yeah.
It is, it is a four-course plated dinner that's served for dinner. If you want to be a little bit more casual, I would recommend the Panorama Bistro upstairs. That's the one where you can try a little bit of everything that's in these cute little tapa style jars. So if you don't have to. It's up to you. We really do want you to be comfortable. But it is like going out to dinner.
and what do you anticipate like the weather that time of year to be roughly or generally?
It's a little bit cooler. You're definitely starting into fall. I went mid-October and, I would wear tights with my skirts and a nice sweater. Sometimes in the evenings, an extra jacket. Spending the past 20 years in Colorado, I've learned to layer really well. So I would suggest layering. Definitely bring comfy shoes, not a brand new pair of shoes. You don't want to be breaking anything in while you're walking around the city. But no, I think, making sure your layer, tights, gloves, hats, just in case. But I don't think you'll need like a super heavy, puffy winter coat.
Thank you.
I'm going to say that and you guys are going to get snow now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually cruised in in March of this year. Well, not early March, kind of like right when spring was starting on the Danube, and I mean, it's kind of like I think Kath, you're in Virginia too as well. Like right now, we're having a little bit of some chilly weather, where it's kind of cool, rainy. I was actually checking out temperatures for all the different ports on my phone right now to see like, oh, what's it like over there? Because this is a year from now, I'm going to be there. And it's kind of similar. Like you might get some 50s, maybe some 60s, but then you might get some rain. Nights might be kind of chilly. So I think having, yeah, the layers is a great idea. I actually have a nice puffy jacket, but it's kind of collapsible. Like I can actually pack it really like and make it be like this big. So if you have something like that, or just bunch layers, I think could work too. But I definitely recommend bringing gloves and hat just in case, because it could get windy too. And I don't know about this. Is actually a question for you, Manny. Do they have umbrellas in the room that are provided, or
Not in the room, but if you need an umbrella, just ask the front desk
okay,
and they'll
perfect.
have
Yeah,
something for you.
perfect.
Yeah, because we were just in Colorado last week and it was snowing, so
There you
Of
go.
course it was.
we were layering.
Colorado is like, it'll be like, you'll start the day off at 85 degrees and then you're going to end the
Yeah.
day at like -2 with a snowstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about I honestly have never been on a cruise. My husband's been on one, like, Alaska cruise. So, but what about luggage storage? Does that stay in your room, or like do you keep your
Yes.
luggage
So
in
what's
with you?
nice is you can unpack. There is a nice closet with hangers and drawers, so you can unpack and then the bed's high enough that you can fit your entire suitcase underneath the bed and it's out of the way.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
And is it, I think Ganesh said that when you have dinner outside or on the top of the ship, which is outside, there's heating lamps, right? Or something. So you're not cold.
So Weather permitting, I've only done it in the evenings with the Sky Grill lunch. And a lot of times it is weather permitting, but I believe they do have, because I know they have them up in the sky deck, those like tall heaters to
Okay.
keep you warm. Because I know in 26 they're going to start doing, they said they're going to start doing dinners out there. So I would assume they would have the heaters out there, but I can definitely double check on that.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask about that too. Like for this type, like for the time of year that we're going about a year out, I'm wondering, like you said, weather permitting, does that mean, is it not raining, or is it, if it's super cold, like what, I guess it'll have that just be a judgment call. But I would love to eat out there, even if it's cold. If there's just a few heat lamps, I'll bundle up to do it if the view's nice.
Yeah, it's great. Like you get some incredible views when you're sailing along, especially with like the medieval cities and they're all lit up. It's a great option. It really is.
Amazing. All right. Any other
Any other
questions?
questions? All
Well, this,
right.
this has been fantastic, Mandy. Really appreciate the time, and I'm glad we made it interactive too, so to answer people's questions. But yeah, we recorded this, but I will be putting this out for people if anybody wants to watch. And appreciate that offer, the $50 off. So
I'll give
definitely,
you that promo code. I'll send you a separate
yeah.
email.
So reach out to me for anyone who wants to do a booking. I can definitely hook you up. But it's only good for the next 2 weeks. But yeah, otherwise, appreciate it so much.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, reach out to Ganesh. She has an entire sales team supporting her. So we have her back and she has your back.
Thank
All
you.
right. You're
Thanks.
welcome. Have a great evening, guys. Thanks for
You
Take
joining
too.
us.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye.